Ryan, why don't you kick us off? Give us a couple of plays you love this week on Underdog.
A couple matchup-based picks to start it off. First one in the Seattle Seahawks game. Seattle becomes a passing team whenever Kenneth Walker's out. Seems like he's going to be out again. Geno threw for over 300 last week. DK Metcalf probably sees shadow coverage or close to it from Jalen Ramsey. Jaxson Smith-Njigba saw 16 targets last week, caught 12 of them for 117 yards or something like that. His number is sitting at 51.5 yards. So we're going to go higher on that. You could take higher on catches too. It's at 4.5, but higher on 51.5. I really like that one.
Sure was fun to see Jaxson Smith-Njigba emerge finally. We've been waiting for it for a year and 2 games, and finally it was here. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing.
It was awesome, yeah, and I think he does it again on Sunday. Another receiver for the Buccaneers against the Broncos. Mike Evans is going to see Patrick Surtain for most of the game, and Godwin has been in great form to start the season. He looks as good as he has in years. Number on Godwin is 66.5 yards and 5.5 catches. First 2 games, I think he went for 7 for like 115 and then 8 for 80 or something. So he's went higher in both games so far. I think Baker's going to look to him often again in this spot with Mike Evans, seeing Surtain. And I think the Bucs are going to have a ton of the ball just because Broncos won't really be able to hold it. So yeah, give me higher on Smith-Njigba and pair that with higher on Godwin.
I like both of those. I've got some receivers too. We're going heavy receiver this weekend, which is always a lot of fun. Those are fun to root for anyway. My first is a guy who has done nothing so far this year, and I mean nothing. I mean 34 total yards through 2 weeks. But I'm going to go ahead and blame that on Bryce Young rather than I'm going to blame it on Diontae Johnson, who I'm taking higher than 47.5 receiving yards. He moves from Bryce Young to Andy Dalton. Johnson's got a lot of targets. That's not the issue. 42% of his targets were inaccurate so far. That is a crazy number. So it's going to be a nice game script. The Panthers are underdogs against anybody, but they're underdogs against the Raiders again this weekend. I think that Dalton comes out targeting Johnson early, and then second half, they're going to have to throw the ball again and definitely targeting him late in the game. So I do like Diontae Johnson higher than 47.5 receiving yards. And then also I'm going to give you 2 more. I'm going to give you 2 tight ends that I like to go higher than the number this week. Mark Andrews, I like going higher than 39.5 receiving yards. 5 targets last week for Mark Andrews. This is a game against the Cowboys where there's going to be some back and forth. You got to figure the Cowboys are going to score some points after laying an egg last week. 39.5 just feels like not a high enough number for me. He was 451 last week on 5 targets. Most importantly, he played a good amount more on dropbacks than Isaiah likely did. So I think Mark Andrews gets there higher than 39.5 receiving yards. And since I'm going tight ends, I'm also going to go Trey McBride higher than 51.5 receiving yards. He was 6 for 67 last week. I like this game, too, to have a lot of points. Arizona-Detroit should be one of the more fun games this weekend. Arizona's offense looks really good. Kyler Murray looks really good. The target numbers for McBride are still really good. I think a big week is coming here at some point. I like it this week, 51.5. I'm going higher than that for sure. I think that number there is just way too low. I also think that Detroit rushes the quarterback really well. Kyler's going to get the ball out quicker, and we get the ball out quicker. I love, I love my quick security blanket tight end to make a bunch of plays. So I'm going to go Trey McBride higher than 51.5 receiving yards. Ryan, do you have a bonus one for the viewers here, real quick before we jump out of here?
Sure. This one almost feels too easy. The Rams might have the worst defense in the league. We saw Kyler put up a perfect passer rating against them last year. Now we got Debo out too. Kittle banged up, McCaffrey already out.
The injuries are killing me right now, Ryan. It's just every time I look up someone like a big name top 10 guy, the Niners gets hurt. I'm tired of looking at Twitter for it.
Yeah, it hurts to be a 49er fan right now, but it's going to help Aiyuk on Sunday, I believe. His number's at 68.5, so we're going to take higher there. I think you can throw in him scoring a touchdown if you want to juice the odds a little bit. So yeah, Brandon Aiyuk.
Beautiful. I love that. I love when you throw a 49er at me. I think that Brock Purdy's numbers is a little low too. I think it's 229.5. Brock's leading the NFL in passing yards so far, second highest in YPA. So I know you got a little bit of criticism last week with the ball slipping out of his hand, but I think that you could go higher on Brock Purdy with the 229.5 also, kind of if you wanted to combo that with Aiyuk. So anyway, that is our Week 3 Underdog picks. If you sign up on Underdog, please use the code RWPicks for a nice bonus there with our sponsorship with Underdog. So we appreciate that. Hope everybody has a really good week, and good luck on your Underdog picks. Take care.